Welcome to the baddest YouTube channel in the land. This is Rod OG, live from the OG community. How we doing today, fam? I got another banger for us today. But before we get into it, let's make sure we get this video to 5,000 likes and let's try to push me up to 10,000 subscribers. But not only that, make sure you're hitting that hype button. That's a way that we can push these videos through the algorithm so we can reach the masses. I know we want to keep all the information for ourselves, but OG community, we got to let everybody know what's going on out here. So make sure we hitting that hype button, make sure we subscribing, make sure we hitting that bell notification so we can keep bringing these bangers. But before we get into it, I'll just say, I don't think I got no strings coming out of me. But let's get into it.
In a world where science has unlocked the potential of nanotechnology, a brilliant scientist uncovers a terrifying experiment that could lead to the end of humanity. Now, she must race against time to prevent a catastrophe. Story. In the not-so-distant future, the world had entered a golden age of technological advancement. Nanotechnology, microscopic machines capable of manipulating matter at the atomic level, had revolutionized medicine, manufacturing, and even warfare. Diseases were eradicated, materials were engineered to perfection, and armies were replaced by swarms of nanobots capable of dismantling threats in seconds. At the heart of these innovations was Morgellons Labs, a biotech company with a near monopoly on nanotech research and development. Dr. Amelia Clark, a brilliant nanotechnologist, was one of Morgellons' leading researchers. She was known for her work in medical nanobots that could repair damaged tissue and cells, essentially reversing diseases from within. Her recent breakthrough was hailed as a miracle, a self-replicating nanobot that could evolve and adapt to new environments. But what Amelia didn't know was that her research had been secretly co-opted by the company's top brass for a far more sinister purpose, one she would soon uncover at great peril.
Did you know there's a mysterious disease that some believe is linked to government experiments? Morgellons disease is a condition where sufferers report fibers emerging from their skin, along with intense itching and sores. Mainstream medicine often dismisses it as a psychological disorder, diagnosing it as delusional parasitosis. However, many patients insist that the symptoms are real and debilitating. Some theorists believe Morgellons is caused by nanotechnology, biowarfare, or even alien intervention. They point to unusual fibers and substances found in their lesions as evidence of an external, possibly artificial origin. Additionally, there are claims that the condition is linked to chemtrails or environmental pollutants. Is Morgellons disease a real medical mystery, or is it a misunderstood psychological condition?
These people are saying that they literally have string coming out of their body. How do you develop string coming out of your body? Like, where does it generate from? This is something very creepy. Let's get back into this video.
What do you think?
I'm going to start off by saying that I am unvaxxed and untested. And this is a Morgellon fiber I took out of the top of my foot. You'll see a picture of the top of my foot at the end of this video. This is another one. Can't remember where I got it off of my body at, but you can see they move on their own. Craziest thing ever.
So is it me, or does that look like somebody nappy pubic hair? Somebody cut that pubic hair off, rolled it up, laid it down, and sat in the back and blowed it so it could move. I ain't trying to pick, but that's what it looked like.
New research in Britain has raised concerns about the potentially harmful effect of nanoparticles. The emerging technology is used in a variety of medicines and even sunscreen. The research found that the small particles could damage the DNA of cells. They're tiny microscopic particles which can store and release drugs in specific areas of the body. As a result, nanoparticles are increasingly being used in medicine and surgery. But because the particles are so small, there's been growing concerns about potential toxicity.
There's an emerging sort of body of evidence that says that for some particles of certain scales and of certain materials, that there are potential health risks.
New British research has added to that concern. It found nanoparticles could damage cells without even entering them. Scientists found the particles change the function of cells and how they communicate with other cells.
What this study shows is that even with a barrier between the blood supply where the nanoparticles are and cells, that there can be damage to cells, and not just a bit of damage, but significant damage to the DNA.
One of the biggest areas of concerns has been the use of nanoparticles in sunscreen. A review this year by the Therapeutic Goods Administration found sunscreen was safe and that the particles didn't penetrate skin cells. If trends in science continue, there's no doubt nanoparticles will be used more and more.
We really need to do fairly sophisticated studies of the toxicity of nanoparticles before we use them extensively in humans.
The TGA says it will monitor scientific literature should any tangible safety concerns be identified.
Slip, slop, slap.
Okay, so this is the third time I'm doing this tonight, so I don't know how it's going to work. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning, and after seeing the last two results, I may never sleep again. So let's see if 3 times will work. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Do y'all see that moving? Is that a Morgellon? Does anybody have any experience with Morgellons? That looks wow. Is that what they're saying is coming out of people's skin? But where does it come from? Is it an alien fungus? What is it?
If your test came out like this, and I don't really know what to say. This is horrifying. It came out of my mouth. I'd like to know how everybody feels. What do they feel when they see this? Right now I feel really alone and scared. Okay. Let's try one last time. See if anything else happens. Alright, we killed that one. He's like, too tired.
So, I'm crazy, huh? Doctors say it's delusions, though.
So for you that don't believe in the Morgellons, check this out. These are normal-ish looking clouds, right? Those are normal clouds, right? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? I hate that I swear so much. I honestly do, but it frustrates me and pisses me off because it's so in our faces, literally in our faces and in our lungs and in our food and in our water and in absolutely everything around us, bro. What are we gonna do about it, guys? Come on, what are we gonna do about it?
What if I told you there's a disease that makes fibers grow out of your skin, and doctors say it's all in your head? It's called Morgellons disease, and people who have it report painful sores and strange, thread-like fibers coming from their skin. But here's where it gets wild. Most doctors don't even believe it's real. Doctors often label it as delusional parasitosis, basically saying people are imagining it. But patients swear the fibers are real and say they feel crawling sensations under their skin. Some researchers from places like the CDC have investigated, but guess what? The results are controversial, leaving people even more confused. Some say it's linked to Lyme disease, others think it's environmental or even something unnatural. But here's the craziest part. Despite thousands of cases reported worldwide, there's still no clear explanation. So, what do you think? Is Morgellons real or just a medical mystery?
Sønnen strekker seg. Må vi ta litt på seg?
That is not normal at all. What is that? It literally reached up to touch her finger. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if we had an alien fungus. Who knows?
Sønnen strekker seg. Nå fikk han litt på seg. Det er sånn fra tommelfingeren. Den strekker seg til det.
Research laboratory in Tulsa. It is the only one of its kind studying a mysterious and controversial condition. Now, a well-known Oklahoma businessman is joining the fight. With money from T. Boone Pickens and another private donation, those believed to be suffering from Morgellons are hopeful for answers.
Morgellons patients tell the same story. It starts with a biting sensation under their skin, open sores that won't heal, and fatigue. Many are diagnosed with delusions. Some are locked up in mental facilities and abandoned by their families.
Doctor after doctor saying, well, there's nothing wrong with you. Stop scratching and you'll heal. Or even family or friends sometimes turning their backs on the person because they think that they're just obsessed with a condition that's not even a real condition.
Dr. Randy Wymore at the OSU Tulsa Laboratory believes Morgellons is real. What makes some medical professionals skeptical is the fibers that look like string growing out of the skin.
4 years ago, I would get multiple emails and phone calls a day from angry physicians telling me that I shouldn't be researching this.
Many in the medical field believe the Morgellons patients planted the fibers under their own.
So if this is a delusional thing, why is he getting emails from doctors telling him he should not be investigating it? That sounds crazy. Ain't that normally what doctors do? Investigate things that nobody has answers for to come up with cures? See, that makes me think. Is this Morgellons thing real or not? Let's get back into the video and find out, y'all. We got some more information.
Skin. They say the fibers are from clothing or furniture. But the crime lab at the Tulsa Police Department found that wasn't the case.
They're really good at matching things, but if they're true unknowns, that's where you have to get into either more academic setting to try and establish what they're made of.
Dr. Wymore says the fibers could be a fungus, a parasite, or maybe bacteria. So is it contagious? He says probably not. Many families have only one member that's sick. In other households, the entire family is affected, even the pets. Until the fibers are identified, there is no treatment.
As far as medications, not really. And that's the focus of my research, is to try and figure out what is the causative agent of this. Because until you can figure out what the cause is, trying to deal with the treatment, it's quite a guessing game.
13,000 people in the U.S. report having these symptoms. The condition is so new that it hasn't been officially labeled a disease by the Centers for Disease Control. CDC scientists tell 2 News that their first Morgellons study is complete, but they aren't sure when the results will be released.
Itching, crawling sensations, and visible sores are affecting thousands.
This brought me to my knees.
First at 9, the skin disease many doctors dismissed.
Told me that I was self-mutilating.
Until now.
There was an explosion of these sores that just wouldn't heal.
The mystery of Morgellons.
Emotional meeting. These people from all over the country all suffer from a baffling disease, including the youngest patient, this little 3-year-old.
Everything about this is not normal. It's going to be really hard.
Mother and daughter say they are both afflicted.
I'm just scared. Very scared.
It's called Morgellons disease. The origin is unknown. What's truly bizarre, the disease produces strange fibers that emerge from the skin.
The X-Files, it's nothing short of that.
The symptoms are painful and even creepy.
The itching was so bad that it was painful.
Stinging, biting, crawling.
Using magnifying devices, they comb their bodies, examining what they say are outbreaks of the disease.
There's one. You sit and you wonder what on earth could cause this.
And that's the big question about Morgellons disease. You see, most doctors don't recognize it as a disease at all. They say people who claim to have it are delusional, conjuring up parasites, scratching themselves, even planting textiles like cotton on themselves to feed the delusion.
I've had 17 visits with doctors over the past 3 years. All of them, except one, have basically laughed at me.
Nicole says doctors first thought her daughter Ashley had severe diaper rash until the lesion spread to her face.
She constantly thinks that there are bugs on her. And that's what it feels like. It feels like things are crawling underneath your skin.
I don't think these patients are crazy.
At Oklahoma State University in Tulsa, Dr. Rhonda Casey believes Morgellons is a genuine illness and takes precautions when examining Morgellons patients.
We don't know yet whether it's contagious.
Dr. Casey says all her patients exhibit the same types of lesions and scars. She says they are definitely not self-inflicted.
They all appeared to be eruptions more than scratched areas on their skin.
Dr. Casey has taken numerous fiber samples and says they're unlike anything she's ever seen.
They are not textile. They are not any known substance.
Dr. Casey was amazed by the mysterious fiber on Brian's hand and decided to have it tested. She tugs on it, but the fiber holds firm. Finally, it comes loose.
We took the whole plug of skin with it.
Dr. Casey and her colleague, Dr. Randy Wymore, take the samples to Tulsa's crime lab.
Morgellons fibers are not any known textile, cotton or rayon or nylon, not any of those.
What's more, the fibers don't burn when exposed to high heat.
Have you ever done a fiber that didn't vaporize completely other than the Morgellons fiber?
No. Many in the medical community are nonetheless skeptical, but people who say they have Morgellons are desperate.
They say it wouldn't even burn. They couldn't burn the fiber. Where did this fiber come from? I don't know a fiber on this earth that you can't burn. Wow. Maybe there's something to it.
I am going to show you it from start to finish. So I have my product, which is Pepsi Max. I have my base slide, which is fresh. I'll buff it up, so you believe me, that's completely buffed and new. I've got my cover slide here, clean cover slide. I'll buff that up, make sure there's nothing on it. I have a clean pipette. There's nothing in it. It's brand new. It's just come out of my package. That's a brand new pipette. So now I'm going to open the product. So here we are, Pepsi Max. Let's open this product. Okay. I'm now going to get my product into my pipette. I am now going to put the product, 1 drop of this product, on my slide. So it's on my slide now. Let's get this out of the way so it's not spilt. So you can see my product. I am now going to put my base slide, my cover slide over this. So that is the product. Excuse my plaster on my finger. It's just that I hurt my hand. And this product is now on the microscope. So now I'm going to
say, I was with her until she put that little cherry down. We couldn't see whether it's another one there or not. She could have put one down, picked up another one, put the other piece on there, and then put it underneath the microscope. So I don't know. Let's get back into it.
take you over to the screen. Okay, so this is the screen from this product here. This is the screen, and I've got it in dark filled. So I've got the sample now going to be viewed in dark filled. So let's focus this in. And let's see what this sample does. So straight away, we have got a huge amount of dots. This has just been put on the slide. So let's see all over the sample what these dots are doing. So these are the dots. These are just like I'm seeing in the blood. They are building together. I'll take the light down slightly so we can see them. Let's take the light down slightly. But these are all over the screen. Now, obviously, I've not put them there. They're not crystals. These are dots. These are like...
All I could come up with is this. I decided that releasing fireflies would be my contribution to the environment here this year.
Using compounds that create the glow of a firefly's belly, researchers were able to image cells deep in the brain of this marmoset for over a year. Bioluminescence of fireflies comes from a chemical reaction in their lower abdomens. It's all based on an enzyme and a compound, coming together with a little oxygen and ATP. As the reaction goes forward, light is emitted. Now researchers have engineered a modified luciferase-luciferin pair that glows up to 1,400 times brighter. These improvements allow the detection of cells in living animals much deeper inside the animal and with more precision, the equivalent of detecting a single firefly in a space the size of a high school gym. They were also able to monitor the activity of specific neurons in mice in reaction to novel environments.
What this engineer did not tell me is he built a Faraday cage in his home, and he did RF testing on his children inside the Faraday cage, and they were coming up positive. And so he wanted my expertise in order to verify what his findings were. And he never told me what he did until after I did the testing. And then I understood why. And so it was then that I said, we need to continue to start testing the general population now. And I just came back from the UK from I was there for 3 weeks. We were doing some human testing on people who are non-symptomatic, but have had the jab. And what we're finding is the exact same thing. They are all lighting up now. We're not finding what we did back in the early 2010s, where it would not be unusual to find someone who came up negative. So what this is, our hypothesis now is those who are symptomatic are turned on. Those who are non-symptomatic haven't been turned on yet. And there is an article put out by Scientific Neurology, which is also in that presentation that we sent to you. And I encourage everyone to get a hold of this article. It's called Surgical Neurology International, and it was put out by Dr. Fabien de Roulet, he's PhD, and he really talks about the whole spectrum of this program. This is all, the reason we think those who are symptomatic right now, those are the beta tests, and we're probably in a new form of war. The United States has this tech, the UK has this tech, Russia has this tech, China has this tech, India has this tech, okay?
A new form of war. We'll have a link to this article in the description. Do you think that this, so when you then, I mean, you're just studying human patients, and you're looking at this cross-section of these Americans who are having these symptoms. Do they have some sort of political beliefs that are all in unison? You know, are they all, you know, that's what my brain immediately goes to. They were all at, like, you know, supporters of Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? Like, what anything common there that you've then analyzed?
Well, no, I think when you read that report, the Surgical Neurology International, it talks about how microwave frequencies are being utilized as a weapon of war. It talks about the 5G. China, yesterday we just read an article, they just turned on their 6G. And in it, it says in the 6G, they have the ability to read and manipulate the human brain with it, okay? This is what we're facing. If you have this nanotech in you, you are no longer considered human. There's a new term for the human species, Homo borgenesis. And my question to this, if this was basically imposed upon us without consent, and you're no longer considered human, the debate is going to come at some point here. Just like they gene-engineer, you know, crops, and they patent it. Now, are you a patentable item? Are you still covered by human rights if you're no longer considered human? This is what we're facing.
Now, that's my biggest question. If you're not considered human anymore, do you get human rights? So that means they could come, abuse you, do whatever they want, and you have no rights under the Constitution. That's wild and dangerous. That gives them the ability to really do whatever they want to you. All they have to do is turn on their technology, if you have those nanos in you, say you're not a human anymore, so you don't have any rights. They could do whatever they want. They could even put you in a concentration camp. That's too deadly. We crossing lines we shouldn't be crossing.
When Putin said that the superpower to master psychotronic weapons, how powerful a weapon can this be if you can imprint memory sets upon what I call demographical biospheres, bubbles across the United States, get them to believe one thought process versus another, divide and conquer? That is what's being implemented on us. It's important that we educate everyone so you can get in tune with your internal true self, your internal spirit, your true moral compass. You know what that is. Once you are aware of this tech and you start to get influences that are not common to yourself and you can identify that, this is part of the battle. But really what we all need to do is bind together. Because if we do not stop this now, just think about this. Before, it only took 50 years to change a generation's perspective. Now with the advent of AI, supercomputing, quantum computing, Moore's law has been superseded. It has been broken. Instead of seven years, we're now exponentially increasing our technology. And when we're integrating AI into this, and Dr. Giordano, who is a world-leading expert on this technology, completely talks about AI being integrated with this. Elon Musk says that we're creating an AI god. There's a command and control video that we sent you. It's important that you show that to the listeners, because ultimately that is what they're trying to implement. Total control, total slavery. You don't conform. Your digital resources are cut off from you. You can't buy food, water, you can't pay bills. You can't access any monetary anything in order to buy anything because you just aren't following the system.
Okay, y'all, tell me what the fuck this is. Cannot wait to hear y'all tell me what the fuck this is.
Please, somebody tell me what that is. What is that? I've never seen anything. It does kind of remind me of a grub, but grubs don't have these little antenna things.
Y'all see this? The fibers, fucking alien-like insects. Explain, please.
I don't know. Now I got a better look at it. Look like fly larvae. They might have stuck something to it and make it have those little antennas. I don't know. What you guys think?
Nanotechnology, the manipulation of matter on an atomic or molecular scale, has seen significant advancements in recent years, opening up a myriad of possibilities across various fields. This technology works by controlling materials at the nanoscale, typically less than 100 nanometers in size, to create new structures, materials, and devices. At this scale, materials can exhibit different physical, chemical, and biological properties compared to their larger scale counterparts, enabling unique applications. One of the most exciting current advancements in nanotechnology is in the field of medicine. Researchers are developing nanoscale drug delivery systems that can target specific cells or tissues, such as cancer cells, improving the efficacy of treatments while minimizing side effects. Another significant development is in the creation of nanomaterials with extraordinary properties like graphene, which is a single layer of carbon atoms arranged in a two-dimensional honeycomb lattice. Graphene is renowned for its strength, flexibility, and conductivity, and is finding applications in electronics, energy storage, and even water filtration. Looking into the future, nanotechnology could evolve to have a transformative impact on various industries. In healthcare, we might see the widespread use of nanobots for diagnostic and therapeutic purposes. These microscopic robots could perform complex tasks within the human body, such as repairing damaged tissues or directly attacking pathogens, leading to new frontiers in medical treatment. In the realm of environmental sustainability, nanotechnology could play a crucial role in developing new methods for water purification, air filtration, and energy generation. Nanomaterials could be used to create more efficient solar cells, batteries, and fuel cells, contributing to the transition towards cleaner and more sustainable energy sources.
you breathe in every day. Nanobot technology, this is how you erase them bitches. This kills nanobots. This kills nanobots. All the programming your government is putting in you every day that you're not aware of. Help crack open that third eye real little bit. Help you see clearly around here. Break those nanobots down. Because you know nanobots is electrical technology. So a certain high enough vibration will break the nanobots. It'll reset the little robot in the little robots in you. Nanobots ain't never little mini robots. Knock it off track. Yes, it will. Every time it will. We're good to go now.
Optogenetics is the ability to manipulate individual neuronal circuits, refining our vision, the function of individual circuits and how they relate to different aspects of our behavior and of our personality. I'm going to give you a few examples of what's been done with this technology so far. The basal ganglia is a part of your brain that is damaged in Parkinson's disease. This part of the brain contains many kinds of neurons and they're all intermingled. If you activate a certain subset of them with optogenetics, you can make a rat freeze up and have difficulty walking. If you activate a different subset, the rats start moving faster. They take light-sensitive proteins from very humble species, such as algae that you find in a pond, and can put them into another animal, such as a rat or a mouse. This gives you the ability to control the activity of your brain cells just by shining light on them.
This is Charles. He's a nanoscientist for Harvard University. Apparently, Charles was arrested because he didn't disclose his relationship with the Wuhan University of Technology with U.S. enforcement officials. So they were partnered developing a nanoware-based lithium-ion battery with high performance, right? This was a battery that would allow nanotech to be self-sufficient. And he's partnering with Wuhan University. Wuhan, where C19 first popped on the map. Now, according to this article, it seems that nanotech has always been the future of medicine. They've actually mass manufactured ultra tiny robots using existing silicone technology. These tiny bots.
So that's another question I got for you, OG. OG community. What do you guys think about the fact nanobots could actually help? What do you guys think about that? What if they are able to cure certain diseases using nanobots? Would that change your perspective on nanobots if you are anti-nanobot? If they were actually using it to help. But the only problem is, even if they use it to help, there's going to be so many others that are going to use it for other things. So what do we do? Do you ride the wave or do you get off? Decisions.
Swim across a watery surface with ease. You talking about watery surfaces like that in the vial of a vaccine? Because this is biomedical technology. That's probably why Charles was trying to get a battery-powered nano to help keep track of people.
What if a mysterious black liquid exists? One that thinks, reacts, and maybe even controls. This is the black goo conspiracy. People claim black goo isn't just a substance, it's a living nanotechnology. Found in ancient sites and modern military labs. One story says samples were discovered in Argentina and the Falkland Islands. A tar-like liquid that moved on its own, responded to heat, and even formed shapes. Another theory claims black goo was recovered during secret NATO missions, and that scientists studying it noticed it reacted emotionally to humans near it. A darker version says black goo is alien, a biological AI created to infect worlds, merge with technology, and rewrite life at the molecular level. And here's where it gets creepy. People link it to real-world tech. Smart dust, self-assembling nanobots, liquid metal circuits, neural implants. Some believe black goo is already being tested, hidden in medicine, electronics, or even the atmosphere, waiting to activate. Others say it is ancient, connected to forbidden civilizations that were wiped out after losing control of it. So what is black goo really? Alien tech? Military nanoweapons? Or a myth that's a little too close to reality? You decide.
Effectively, merging in a symbiotic way with digital intelligence revolves around eliminating the I/O constraint. So it'd be some sort of direct cortical interface.
And you called it a neural lace?
Neural lace. I'm talking about something
but it's
which...
like you wear it? Or you...
No, I mean, it would be... I mean, there are a few ways to approach this, but some sort of interface directly with your cortical neurons particularly.
But doesn't that imply surgical insertion?
Not necessarily. You could go through the veins and arteries because that provides a complete roadway to all of your neurons. Your neurons are very heavy users of energy, so they need high blood flow. So you automatically, with your veins and arteries, have a road network to your neurons.
Still some kind of surgery, right?
Yes, but you could insert something, basically, into the jugular and have... It doesn't involve, like chopping your skull off or anything like that.
That's good.
I had strength, but now I'm free. There are no strings always.
We're already a cyborg.
Here are 5 things you didn't know about Morgellons, the medical mystery that haunts thousands of people worldwide. First, patients pull strange colored fibers from their skin that appear to move on their own. Red, blue, and black threads emerge from open wounds, writhing like tiny worms under microscopes. Second, these fibers create painful sores that refuse to heal no matter what treatment doctors try. The wounds stay open for months, constantly producing more mysterious threads. Third, victims feel insects crawling under their skin every single day. The sensation never stops, driving people to scratch until they bleed. Fourth, laboratory tests revealed these fibers contain plastic polymers and metallic particles, materials that should never exist inside human tissue, yet they keep appearing. Fifth, the most disturbing part is how doctors dismiss patients as delusional while physical evidence piles up. The CDC investigated for years, calling it unexplained dermopathy with no cure. Meanwhile, sufferers continue extracting impossible fibers from their flesh daily, a living nightmare with no answers.
I did an experiment to see if there was any truth to what's called Mycoplasma laboratorium, I guess, but it's better known as Morgellons. I went and got a microscope, the most powerful microscope commercially available to buy, and I got raw cranberry juice. You have to get raw cranberry juice, not ocean spray or nothing that's, processed, and you gargle it in your mouth for about 2 to 5 minutes. And basically what this does is it pulls the synthetic fibers, synthetic microfibers or the nanotech out of your, I don't know if it pulls it through your skin membrane or if it just pulls it from your saliva glands. So I looked at the cranberry juice by itself to make sure there wasn't nothing in it so I could know what was already in it. You can see like pieces of the cranberry skin or whatever. And so then I went and gargled it for about 2 to 5 minutes and I spit it out and looked at it under a microscope, and clearly I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but there's something in there. And if you have rubbing alcohol, you can pour it on it and the motherfucking shit starts just twitching crazy. That's not even the strangest part. The strangest part to me is that the medical community doesn't even classify this as a real substance. They say that it's delusional. They call it parasitosis or something. Delusional parasitosis or some shit. Some people even push these fibers out of their skin. Like their skin, some people's skin actually reject these fibers. So there's a lot of theories about what this could be. Is connected to smart dust, which is synthetic nanobots found, and also synthetic parasites that are found. And basically the theory is that these are put into our environment, into our food and water sources, so that they kind of act as sort of a conduit for all of the frequencies that are transmitted in the air from these ELF towers and these Gwen towers. Every fourth of a mile, you see these towers popping up, which aren't cell phone towers. And if you actually look at the specifications of these towers, they're way more powerful than what a cell phone tower should be.
More than 20,000 people around the world claim the same set of symptoms. Sores that cover the body, chronic fatigue, and strangest of all, mysterious multicolored fibers that seem to sprout from under their skin. In 2008, Tina Ingresia from California discovered she also had these strange fibers.
I had like almost ribbons coming out of my tongue that weren't microscopic at all. Some of them are long. They're all wrapped up on each other and they just come out. It's like a horror movie. It is like a science fiction horror movie.
Pharmacology professor Randy Wymore has studied these fibers in his attempt to understand the condition.
When I first started this research, I thought that the fibers were really held the key to this condition. Identify what the fibers are, we can figure out where they come from.
The medical establishment argues that the fibers are nothing more than textiles from clothing, embedded in the open sores. To investigate this, Professor Wymore has taken fibers from 20 Morgellons disease sufferers. By comparing them with a police forensic database of known materials, he hopes to find out what they could be.
The first database has around 1,200 fibers, essentially every known fiber that's used commercially.
The results are a complete surprise.
Shockingly, the fibers didn't match anything in the database.
The mystery fibers don't appear to be textiles of any kind. They don't come from clothes, carpets, or home furnishings.
We still don't know what those fibers are made of.
These are full of electricity. The lights and these are somehow connected.
One thing I will say about her is you look really shiny, which means you probably have a lot of oil on your skin. Maybe that's what's causing these bumps and sores. Your very oily skin. But who knows? I'm not a doctor.
Yep. I'm serious. Oh, yeah. All right. So we're in the final stages, right? And there is this stuff.
Yeah, I hear that. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She like, oh, yeah. Yo. She need to wipe some of that oil off her skin. That's why you keep getting all these bumps. You got some oily ass skin.
Stinks so bad. So bad. And it was so much of it. It's like piles of blackheads. Yes. So I physically pulled everything from them. Now I'm going to go get a cucumber and I'm going to cool these bitches down. A couple of more days and I'm going to try to pull the rest out. Now, I have came a long way, okay? And this takes time. Especially if you don't know what you're doing. The thing is, I did not remember. Because this bitch right here was messing with this bitch up here, okay? Seriously. Because parasites do not stop and say, oh no, we're not going to the brain.
For those that watch the video to the end, here is what they call the cure for Morgellons. So if anybody is having these issues or going through some of these same things, maybe this is something that can help you. I wanted to make sure this was on here if it was something that can help those going through this. Thank you for joining me again on another banger. This is Rod OG, straight from the OG community. I want to thank all you guys that's been supporting me and sticking around for my videos. I had a lot of people in the comments asking for this video about Morgellons. Here you go. I brought it to you. If anybody else have some things that they'll like for me to bring up, discuss, or look up, just let me know in the comments and I'll make sure I can try to satisfy everybody. I might can't get to everybody, but I'll try to get to those who really push for the content to get out there. Now, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on that bell notification. So that way, once we drop another banger, it's coming right to you. Peace and love. Have a great day, OG community.